Once upon a time in Japan, there was a small island called the Island of Tranquility, where a young man lived. There lived a kind-hearted young man. Despite his good nature, he was very poor, and no woman wanted to marry him. The young man often collected driftwood from the beach to use as firewood. One day, while he was gathering sticks, he discovered several eggs buried in the sand. As he got closer, he realized they were turtle eggs. The eggs were hatching, and tiny turtles were emerging into the world. The young man held his breath and watched the scene unfold. Seeing the little flippers struggle out of the shells, he suddenly remembered that mother turtles always return when their babies are about to hatch. Sure enough, not far away, a mother turtle was watching her babies break free from their shells. The young man, understanding the mother turtle's heart, spoke softly. "Your mother is here to take you to the sea. Hurry along now." The young man stepped back, and as he did, the mother turtle approached and led her babies into the ocean. The young man, hoping for their safety, continued to gather driftwood from the beach. Thanks to his hard work, by sunset, he had collected enough firewood to fill his pack. Just as he was about to head home, he heard a voice behind him. "Thank you so much for earlier." Startled, the young man turned around to see the mother turtle smiling at him. "Thank you for helping my babies. As a token of my gratitude, I would like to invite you to the Dragon Palace. Would you like to ride on my back?" "Oh, thank you, Turtle. But the Dragon Palace is too far away, and humans can't breathe underwater." "Don't worry. Just ride on my back and close your eyes for a moment. When you open them, we'll be at the Dragon Palace, and you'll be able to breathe just fine." The young man climbed onto the turtle's back and did as she instructed. When he opened his eyes, they had indeed arrived at the beautiful Dragon Palace. The palace was stunning, and the young man was mesmerized by its beauty. The turtle whispered quietly to him, "Soon you will meet the Dragon King. When he asks you what you wish for, tell him you need a bride." Finally, the young man stood before the Dragon King, who had a long white beard and a kind face. "I have heard your story from the turtle. I would like to give you a gift. What do you need most?" Recalling the turtle's words, the young man answered, "I need a beautiful bride." The Dragon King laughed heartily. "Very well. I will give you the most beautiful maiden from the Dragon Palace as your bride. Cherish and love her for the rest of your life." Soon, a maiden as bright as the full moon appeared before the young man. She was so beautiful that just looking at her made his heart swell with joy. The two of them rode on the backs of turtles and returned to the land. Once they reached home, the young man and the maiden were married. That night the bride spoke to him. "I need to take a bath every day, but you must promise never to peek at me while I am bathing." The young man promised firmly that he would never do so. The bride set up a screen to bathe behind, and the sound of clear water could be heard while she bathed. After marrying his bride, the young man was very happy. Every year brought a bountiful harvest, their storeroom was always full of rice, and he could catch many fish just by casting his net. Moreover, his wife bore him 3 lovely children. the young man wanted for nothing. However, one day, the young man could no longer contain his curiosity about his wife's bath. Unable to resist, he broke his promise and peeked behind the screen. To his surprise, there was no wife behind the screen. Instead, a large sea bream was swimming, flapping its fins. The young man was so shocked that he fell to the ground. His wife emerged from behind the screen with a sorrowful face. "You broke your promise and saw my true form. I can no longer stay with you." With those words, the wife transformed back into a fish. She swam away, her tail fin waving sadly, disappearing into the deep sea. The young man wept and called out for his wife, but it was in vain. The sea, where his wife had swum away, was filled with indifferent waves, indifferent to his sorrow. That was the story of the bride who came to the dragon palace. Have a good night, everyone.